where should you start?
Yeah.
We've got people listening to this, I'm sure, from all levels of experience. We've got people probably with experience. I don't want to isolate those people. We've got people who are just out there wandering.
Yeah.
Like we've all been there.
Struggling with execution.
We're still wandering on plenty of stuff.
Sure.
Where should you start, though? You know, if you have something, and I don't want to get too basic where it's like, well, create a plan and then execute that plan. But on a creative endeavor, you know, where should you start? Maybe walk through.
I mean, I'm going to give just like what might feel like super cliche, like psychiatry.
And again,
talk.
these are two takes out of a sea of them.
Absolutely.
You know, there's none.
The thing that has worked for me,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit corny, is changing my mindset. And I'm going to use an analogy of going on a hike up a mountain. Changing my mindset from standing at the trailhead, looking up at this giant mountain going, I'm going to climb up there. This seemingly insurmountable feat. Like, how am I going to do this? To just focus on 100 feet at a time.
Yeah.
And break it up into bite-sized pieces.
Not even having the mountain in your mind. Like, you just literally, I see 100 yards in front of me. There's nothing beyond that.
I think
we'll deal with the next part when we get there.
You have to be prepared. You know, obviously, you know, this is, I don't want to get in the weeds on this, but, you know, you have to understand it's going to be really cold up there. I have to have tools that allow me to survive this endeavor. But as far as the mental perception of how seemingly insurmountable it is, just break it up into 100 feet at a time. Just do a little bit at a time. And that has helped me immensely with preventing me from locking up with trying to execute something, an idea, especially a grand idea. And again, you know, we were talking earlier in the pre-pro, we historically, between you and I, have done pretty well with executing on solo creative endeavors.
Right.
Getting photography portfolio and going out and doing street photography, making YouTube videos about it. You and your writing, me and my writing.
Commercial work, doing...
Yeah, a lot of stuff that I don't have to rely on a complex system to make it. Now, obviously with like my YouTube channel, somebody who hasn't made YouTube videos and is thinking about it is going to go, oh yeah, dude, that is complex. You got to get a camera, a computer, this and that. 100%. For me, the complexity is collaboration. It's calling you, it's calling Cody, it's getting Ian, it's getting the whole crew together to give their time to something that ultimately is sort of like, you know, I'm the tip of the spear, if you will, even though we all are going to be involved in making it. And instead of like thinking again of the whole mountain of getting everybody together and getting a location and all this, how can I look at it 100 feet at a time and not 100 feet at a time for a big project, but just go, what if we just get one actor and my wife and kids are gone for the day and we film a scene at my house together. And we have the lights that I have and the camera that I have. We're not renting equipment. We're not like, okay, we got to get a Dana dolly, and we got to do this, and then we got to get an HMI, and we got to blast light through the window because it has to look like this. Because there's a chance that we could get this into a festival, and all of a sudden you're just like,
well, some of the coolest stuff comes from like the 16 millimeter short that we did, with Carter, and I love that. That's one of my favorite things I've ever been a part of. It was very cool, very easy. And
link in the show notes.
No link in the show notes. Go to my website now. But little thing like that was just, we showed up and messed around, and we shot for the whole day, and that was just like an hour segment of it. And I think there's this idea of like it needs to be this big production, but one of the most in the last few months, I got together with some buddies and we just went to a coffee shop and literally had a writer's room.
Yep.
Literally just had a writer's room for 2 hours over a cup of coffee. And I'm like, that was so simple and so fulfilling and rewarding. And, you make more progress than you've made in months. Yeah. And, I have a person who lives in Tennessee and, we've been really close for a long time. And, he's an older guy and we collaborate. He's been a songwriter for years and he's written a couple of musicals and like call each other all the time. We'll get off the phone and I'll be like, man, like I'm just so fired up to write right now. You need that kind of thing. And instead of thinking of it as like, we need to get to this huge production and have this grand production come out of it, and they're going to commit days and all this money. Like, it needs to at first start as just getting in and just like chopping it up a little bit and figuring out, building on something.
Yep.
Yeah. Get one person in a room and just kind of go from there. Or, do the planning and figure out how you can execute on that. Write something.
Yeah.
And really basic, and it's not going to all be there in the script, but then figure it out as you shoot it, and take as much time as you need. I think we've just constrained ourselves a little much with some of the collaboration stuff because of what you said. We kind of get caught looking at the mountain, and then, whoa, that's a big mountain.
It had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the sunrise.